Hi guys, I'm Colin.
And I'm Glenn.
We're back in the 80s.
And this is the top 10 rock and metal albums of the 80s. Yeah. Hi guys, welcome to R.R.N. We're back to the 80s. And this time we're doing a top 10 of the 80s albums, rock and metal. Yeah.
Okay, so in at number
10!
Elton John with Jump Up. Ignore it, it's not a metal album.
No.
Right, in at number 9! Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet. Came out in 1986. Fucking great album this was. You can't not think of a great song that's not on this album, if that makes sense. You know, you've got Raise Your Hands on there, and a load of others that I can't remember right now. But they're all on there,
they're all
fucking
awesome.
brilliant. And Living on a Prayer, I think, was on there as well.
I think it was on there. So yeah, the classic.
The
I
classic.
think it was their breakthrough album, wasn't it? It was the one that really pushed them
piled
into,
them through.
piled them through, absolutely.
But also, I remember hearing Raise Your Hands for the first time ever on the film Spaceballs.
Yes.
It was a fantastic film, and I was about 4 years old, I think, and I was like, oh my god, I'm a big Bon Jovi fan, but what the fuck's this song? Raise Your Hands by Bon Jovi, even better! Fantastic. So, yeah, fantastic. Brilliant album. So, yeah, so that's Bon Jovi at number 9.
Absolutely.
In at number 8, Skid Row with Skid Row. Came out in 1989, the year that my son Adam was born. Sticks.
My son was already a year old.
There you go, but we ignore him.
Ignore that.
Anyway, yeah, Skid Row with Skid Row. Now this one, again, fantastic album because it had You've Gone Wild on it.
Yeah.
It's got pretty much every one on those tracks became a decent hit for them.
Yeah,
just
anthem after anthem after anthem.
Indeed, a fantastic album. So,
yes.
well done Skid Row.
Absolutely.
In at number 8.
Sweet. In at number 7.
Slayer, South of Heaven.
Slayer.
Indeed. Fucking kick-ass album.
Metal as fuck.
Yeah, definitely. You can't knock this album. Just
yeah, it's just aggression from start to finish.
Yeah, when you're angry, you put this one on.
Absolutely.
And Pantera, but that's more a bit later on, that is. But
yeah, absolutely.
South of Heaven with Slayer.
Slayer is awesome.
Indeed.
Yeah. In at number 6 is Ace of Spades from Motorhead. Yeah. Motorhead were kick-ass, man. They're so awesome.
Indeed.
And this was their big album. This was the one that made them the behemoth that they are today.
Indeed.
Just had so many awesome tracks, with Ace of Spades being obviously one of them. It was just no nonsense kind of metal with a punky edge to it, just
balls out.
Full of balls and attitude, really.
Totally.
And it kicked ass. It was so much awesomeness.
1980.
1980 is such a long time ago that came out. Yeah, it's still, every single time that track comes on, or most tracks from that album that come on, everyone's straight to the dance floor. It's like, yes, Motorhead. Definitely. Everyone likes Motorhead.
Everyone likes Motorhead.
If you don't like Motorhead,
get out.
Get out.
I ain't got time for
How dare you?
See you
Let me use God. Alright?
Indeed.
Absolutely.
In at number 5, Blizzard of Oz by Ozzy Osbourne. Now this one, again, came out in 1980. And this one was his comeback album, basically, because this is after, like, Black Sabbath kicked him out and stuff, and he was going through all his depression, drugs, fighting drugs and stuff. And this was his first breakthrough album.
His first solo album.
His solo
career.
Yeah. And it's a fucking kick-ass album as well. I've listened to this like so many times during my teenage years growing up because I just loved it, every single song on that. Yeah. Suicide Solution especially, because that was a nice tribute to Bon Scott. Yes. As well.
Absolutely.
Which also got Ozzy into trouble with people saying apparently you should commit suicide.
But he's used to that kind of stuff. They did that with Paranoid, didn't they?
Yeah.
They said at the end, I tell you to end your life. I was like, no. He said, I tell you to enjoy life.
Enjoy life. Read it.
Yeah, if you read the lyrics in the book, you'd know. It's always going to be that way, isn't it?
Indeed.
So I think he's used to it. But yeah, kick-ass album, just solo-wise, just
Randy Rhoads.
Just a Randy Rhoads, a late great. Yeah, epic album.
Indeed. In at number 4, Iron Maiden with The Number of the Beast.
Yeah.
Kick-ass album.
So
Mr.
cool.
Bruce Dickinson's first album of Iron Maiden.
It was.
Came out in 1982. Now this one, it's got the classic Number of the Beast on it. You know,
and it's got Run to the Hills as well.
Run to the Hills, obviously.
Halloween Lane?
Halloween Lane,
yes.
And then the one that features Start the Prisoner. That's a TV show, The Island.
Yes.
Called Prisoner, sorry. But yeah, fantastic album. Got this on vinyl, which I've pretty much run the needle down with this album.
Breakthrough album, so awesome. It just pushed him into the stratosphere.
Definitely.
And just for a first album for it was just such a big deal. You know what I mean? It's just like any first album that you do, it's just you hope it goes really well. And the fact that the first album that he did was one of their biggest selling albums they've ever done shows that he really has got the chops. You know what I mean?
People were saying bring back Paul Di'Anno and stuff like that, and then they heard him and they were like, actually no,
he's pretty good. Yeah, exactly.
No disrespect to Paul Di'Anno, he's an amazing vocalist as well. But
it's a case that people shouldn't just decide they don't like someone just because it's different.
Yeah, exactly.
They should give it a try, and then when they did, they realised, yep, this dude can do it.
Indeed.
And it gave it another level, just gave it an extra bit of flavour, and it boosted the awesomeness of the album.
Totally.
And it was epic. Was it the first time they had 3 guitarists? Because they had 2 right up until that point, then they added an extra one in for the album. So you got an extra layer on top of that now.
Indeed.
Which was just epic.
Fantastic album.
So,
I might put it on again.
Yes. Listen to a bit of Number of the Beast.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Go back to my teen years now.
Yeah, man. I love it.
Anyway, number 3
is Back in Black from AC/DC.
Indeed. Yet again, another album with a new vocalist.
Yeah, first time, and probably one of the biggest rock albums ever.
Yeah, definitely.
Literally, it'd be like in one of the of all time for any record. It's probably at the top. It's up there with like Thriller, kind of thing. It's that fucking high. It's that good of an album. I think it is like one of the top 5 selling albums of all time.
It is.
It just exploded. You know, I mean, it was such a big deal.
Obviously, I lost Mr. Bon Scott. God rest his soul. We love Bon Scott. Bon lives on, man. But people were going like, well, is this it? Is this AC/DC gone?
DC done, yeah.
But no, Brian Johnson, I think he was a plumber at the time from Newcastle.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Just a regular
like
job, I think he was.
Yeah, not even really listened to AC/DC before then, I don't think. Then
well, yeah, like I said, they had a good following, but they were a bit more underground. They had a good following, they had a lot of stuff going on, but not to the point of doing massive stadiums because they just hadn't got that extra piece yet.
So he went along and they loved him. And they took him up straight away. So well done, and fantastic album. And
such a cool album.
Just the title track of it as well, obviously Back in Black, everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Just straight away, dance floor.
Everyone fills up. It's just a kick-ass track.
Indeed.
So yeah, we really enjoyed the album. It's just there were so many good songs on there as well. I think Shoot to Thrill was on there as well. I think, if I remember correctly.
I remember now. It's been a little while since I've listened to it, but it's a fantastic album.
Yeah, just the whole thing was just. Again, it was just classic AC/DC. It was no nonsense. Yes, they had a new singer and it's a new dynamic, but they still kept that simple meat and potato rock and roll. Let's just do some cool riffs. Let's do some cool solos, and let's just make this cool. Definitely. And they made it so awesome.
Totally, fantastic album.
Epic album.
At number 2, Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah, that one. So you can't say you don't like this album. If you don't like this album, put it on again.
Listen to it
with
again.
vinyl, preferably.
Yeah.
Crack open a beer and just proper listen to it. This album has got me through some tough times.
Yeah, the album
mainly hangovers.
Yeah, but it's just one of the classic rock and roll albums.
So
it really is.
You can just tell the raw energy in there. If you read Slash's book, he says the exact way that it all got recorded, and he even says that he can't get the same sound
they used to.
That he used to from that, even though he's using the exact same settings. He's just in that sort of atmosphere.
It is in the zone, wasn't it? It depends on where you go and what you. Because it all depends on room as well with acoustics and that kind of stuff.
Indeed, but it's just I don't know why, but every time I think of this album, it reminds me of ham and mayonnaise sandwiches, because I think
I used to eat mayonnaise sandwiches a lot.
I used to eat them a lot. Well, I was listening to this album, I guess. Anyway, ignore that. But yeah, every single song on this, fantastic.
Yeah, every single one was.
I mean, you can ignore Welcome to the Jungle, Paradise City, and Switchyard Knockers, overplayed. But
they're still
the
good
rest
tracks.
of the songs, they're brilliant tracks. But the rest of the songs on there, give them a decent listen to. Because
Night Train.
Fantastic.
Probably Night Train's one of the
Mr.
best.
Brownstone.
Yeah.
My Michelle.
Rocket Queen.
And
in Rocket Queen, if you don't know, which I'm pretty sure you probably do, if you listen closely during the solo, you can hear some orgasmic sounds from a woman. Mm-hmm. And what that is Axl Rose fucking a woman while busy doing his vocals, basically. So while he's having a break during the solo, he decides to bring a hooker in and fuck her.
They set up candles and everything. They put mics in there so you could actually have sex with her and stuff. So it actually says on a credit in the album, thanks to the fucking engineers. But it means thanks to the fucking engineers for setting it up.
But yeah, that was...
And that came out in 1987.
Yeah, but it was kick-ass album. Start to finish.
Indeed.
Awesome.
Might have to listen to that when you get home, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, finally,
In at number
1!
drum solo, 80's drum solo.
Could be for 10 minutes. ABBA. I'm joking.
It is indeed.
It's Master of Puppets from Metallica.
From Metallica.
From Metallica. Metallica, man.
Metallica. That's the puppet.
This album was, Christ, it was just another level from the first two. They had Kill 'Em All and it was epic. They had Ride the Lightning, it was good, but the sound wasn't as good because their stuff got nicked beforehand, so they had to record with other people's equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And then Master of Puppets was it was such another level. The riffs that were coming out with it was, even Hetfield was saying at the time when it happened, he said it was just, I was in the zone. It was just riff after riff after riff after riff, and I was like, I was struggling to put them all down because there was so much going on, and it was epic, mate. I mean, just Battery as an intro tune. It's just, you think it's going to be slow, and you're like, what the fuck is this for an intro? And then it just kicks in. You're like, oh god, that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Then you get Master. You've got so many other good tracks on there. Damage Inc.'s awesome, and you've also got R.R.N, which is personally to me the best instrumental I've ever heard. I've heard a lot of instrumentals and they're all awesome in their own right, but to me, R.R.N just hits me there. It's a fucking epic tune.
Definitely. The whole album's just fantastic. You know, again, through my teenage years, just listen to this constantly.
Yeah.
Just, like you say, Battery. Just everything.
There wasn't a bad song on there.
Definitely.
The thing that
was raw.
Yeah, the things that should not be. I wasn't that keen on that track, but it was still an awesome track. But yeah, the whole album was just so cool, and it was raw, and it just had the right sound to it. I mean, Cliff was just in his fucking prime on this album.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a shame that we lost him on the album tour.
Yeah.
Which really sucks. But yeah, it was just
a lot of deaths in the 80s.
Yeah, there was a lot of deaths in the 80s. There was also a lot of drugs and shit in the 80s as well.
Yeah.
But then again, this wasn't a drug-related death.
No, it wasn't.
It was a black ice-related death, apparently, allegedly.
Allegedly.
But yeah, the album, man, it was the classic metal album of this time. 1986, I think it came out, wasn't it?
It did indeed.
And it just, every riff, every melody, even the soft parts, everything just slid into everything else so perfectly. The lyrics were just, he evolved his voice a bit as well, because it was a bit more kind of growly, screechy on the first two albums, but on this one he kind of honed it a bit better and you could see in the development of his voice getting to the perfect Hetfield voice.
Yeah!
Yeah, and you could really feel the change of it on this album, and then obviously it goes to the Justice album, and then the Black Album was when he's perfected it. But this was a really big stepping stone in that, and it sounded cool as hell, just gritty, heavy, and just everything was awesome about it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those albums that will never get boring, and it's something you should always have in your collection. Absolutely.
Indeed. Definitely. Well,
yes.
That's it. That's our top 10 metal and rock albums of the 1980s.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it. We've been Colin and Glenn.
Colin and Glenn.
Indeed.
So yes, don't forget to like and subscribe down below.
Yeah, our sons will greatly appreciate that.
They would appreciate it.
We're going to leave it back to them now. We don't think we can carry this on anymore. We're going to have to go back into the future.
Yeah, we'll have to do a reunion tour one day.
Yeah, one day.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
Yes, we'll see you next time. Cheers! Hi guys, thanks for watching that. If you like that, then please like and subscribe down below. Also, if you want to watch another chit chat, click here. If you want to watch another review or top 10, click here. And also you can find us on Facebook. Cheers guys, thanks for watching.